Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving! I can't believe it's Thanksgiving already. Well, there are so many posts around right now about being grateful and having the attitude of gratitude, and those are all fantastic. And we really do have to lean into gratitude at this season and all the time. I talk a lot about when you look at your life through the lens of gratitude, it really causes a shift in your brain to see the good instead of always just seeing the bad. So, gratitude is such an important part of choosing happiness. But today, I'm going to talk about looking for the miracles. That was so cool when I said that. And acknowledging the miracles in our lives. So we recently had a miraculous thing happen in our lives with our dog, Roxy. She had been missing for 13 days, almost 2 weeks. And what had happened was that we were out of town and she was staying with people she has stayed with before with no problem. And one night, the winds here were so bad that it blew the gate open of their fence in their yard and she got out. We don't know if she was chasing a bunny or if she was like, I'm going to blow this popsicle stand and go home. Not realizing she's a dog and probably can't get home 30 minutes away. So they gave us a call and we got back as soon as we could, and they had been searching. We started searching and nothing. So the next day after that, we sprang into action. Social media posts, paw boost. We printed out 100 signs and hung them up all around the neighborhood where she had been missing. And it was really amazing because the internet is a wealth of information if you ever lose a pet. We did things like we brought her bed down. We brought some of my kind of unwashed shirts and put them around that house so she'd get my scent. We even did things like they suggested putting like rags with your scent on them in sort of like a Hansel and Gretel trail back to the house. So I stuck a bunch of rags in my pants and then we put them out. And we were searching every few days for her and still nothing. Now she's chipped and has a tag. And so had someone been able to get close enough to her, we know we would have gotten a call or she would have ended up at a shelter, but she's not someone who allows people to approach her easily, let's say. So every few days we'd get a call that she was spotted somewhere. So we'd rush down and we'd look and we never found her. We never gave up hope though. We knew that she's a rescue. And so we knew she could take care of herself. So the days went by, we'd get calls every so often. We kept searching. And then it got to be Friday. So it was nearly 2 weeks from when she had run away. And we said, let's go down and we're just going to be down there as long as we can and hopefully we're going to find her. So we're searching and we're calling her name, and the nicest people we ran into, they were like, oh my gosh, I thought we saw her. We saw the signs, and I even yelled, Roxy, but it was a bunny rabbit. I mean, it was so sweet. And people that we bumped into while we were calling for her, they were like, we'll keep our eyes out. And anyway, so we're searching the last place she had been seen, and we get a call that says, I see your dog right now running along the highway. So we race over there, and she had scrambled up this huge embankment next to the highway. And there were all these people there, and they had brought cheese to coax her out. Some had brought leashes to try to grab her. We don't know any of these people. And so they said, we can see her up there, and it was getting dark. So I call her name, and her head pops up. We're like, oh my gosh, there she is. She's safe. So my husband starts kind of climbing up this embankment, and then with all the noise and stuff, he calls her and she takes off. So we're like, oh, dog! But we knew she was safe. So one of the men there jumps in his Jeep. It's like, I know where she's going. And he takes off to go find her. We follow him up. Nothing. She's not there. Meanwhile, someone had called animal control. He came and we were all searching. And then about probably 15 minutes later, the phone starts blowing up. I see your dog on the corner of this and this. I see your dog sitting in this parking lot. I see your dog running through this park. So we jumped in the car and we went to every place that they had said. And what was crazy was it felt like we were in a movie where like people are searching for someone and like the searchers go in one elevator and then the people who they're searching for come out the other elevator. Like we just kept missing her. So we finally get this call that says, okay, I see your dog trotting along at 4th and Ford. And so my husband's like, all right, this time we're going to overshoot and maybe we can cut her off. So we drive over to 1st and Ford. We get out of the car. I turn around and I'm like, Roxy, hey girl, where you been? There she was. It was unbelievable. So she ran toward us and it was funny. We didn't have the big Disney licking our faces and jumping and stuff. She was still pretty discombobulated. She was sort of like rubbing against our legs. And of course, you know, I'm crying and my husband's crying and we're giving her treats. And then we got her in the car and I had my hand on her back and she was just shaking. I don't think she knew what was going on. So of course, you know, we're calling our kids and we're calling the people who had just been helping us. And it was really miraculous. And even more miraculous, we took her to the vet the next day and she was perfectly fine. No parasites, no anything. She had lost some weight, which was not the worst thing. She was perfectly fine. And now I want to ask her like, hey, where did you go? What did you do? What was it like? So we experienced an actual miracle. And I have to say, it really restored my faith in humanity. I'm a pretty optimistic person just by nature. And I've also sort of trained myself to be that way. But over the past almost now 2 years, with all of the divisiveness and all of the meanness around, it was really good for my heart and my soul to see these perfect strangers coming together to find our dog. They didn't know us anyway. So that was really big. But I also want to encourage us all to find the big miracles and the little miracles, especially in this holiday season. I have this in my house which says, every hour of every day is a perfect miracle. And when you look at things like that, it really changes things, much like looking through things with the lens of gratitude. So let's take Thanksgiving, for example. If you are lucky enough to be with your beloved family members in person after a global pandemic this year, that's a miracle. I mean, we didn't know who was going to survive or what was going to happen last year, if we'd still be in lockdown. So that's a miracle. If you're not with those people, but you can Zoom or FaceTime with them, that's a miracle. If you ask people from 100 years ago, we're going to be talking and seeing people in real time on a screen or a screen that we have in our pocket, they would have been like, that's insane. That's crazy. And I think we take it for granted now, but really, it's pretty miraculous that we can do that. And if you're having a Friendsgiving with your chosen family, that's pretty miraculous too. You have found people in your life that you can trust and that you can consider as family. And if you're going to be alone this Thanksgiving, you can look at the miracle that you're still here. You survived a global pandemic and you're still surviving. So no matter what we're doing this Thanksgiving and this holiday season, the fact that we're here and we're able to celebrate, it's a miracle. It really, really is. So I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Hug your loved ones. Enjoy yourself. Eat everything. Choose gratitude, choose miracles, and choose happiness. Say bye, Roxy. See you soon.